pretty concerning. It appears that Jeffrey Epstein might have been tipped off on a search of his Palm Beach home in 2005. More than 100 pieces of potential evidence were, at this point allegedly, removed in the weeks ahead of the Palm Beach police search of the Epstein home in 2005 October. A private investigator reportedly removing evidence that included multiple computers, more than 24 phone directories, dare I say, a list, and sexually explicit material that may or may not have incriminated others. One FBI agent later saying that in a sealed court filing that the items were, quote, purposely removed from Mr. Epstein's home in anticipation of an execution of a search warrant. Not only that, but a woman who worked as Epstein's personal assistant told the FBI in 2021 that she was instructed by Epstein to gather his items so an unidentified man could collect them from the Palm Beach home. Sounds conveniently like they knew something was coming. Question is, from who and why are we only finding out about this now? Judicial Watch attorney and author of the fantastic book Defiant, Christina Bobb, who received the warrant at Mar-a-Lago for some search. All right, Christina, Todd Blanche, who's now in charge, basically saying, we're done. We're moving on from this case.
Yeah, you know, Carl, it's really weird. It's almost like the Department of Justice doesn't want the American public to know what's going on, and they have been hiding it from the American public for a few decades. That's certainly what it looks like. So I'm not surprised that they haven't changed their tune, because this is what they've been saying for the last probably 20 plus years. Mm-hmm. We're a bit at an impasse, and the American public is at the mercy of the Department of Justice. Now, folks have been doing a fantastic job, like yourself and like other media outlets, other voices saying, hey, we're not done with this. The American people are not done with this. We want to know what's going on. And, I will give credit to this Department of Justice. They've released more than any other administration, but we're not done. Yeah,
and this is the other thing, too. Speaking of open positions in the administration, President Trump's first-term Republicans had control of the Senate, but this is they pushed through a lot of Trump people and stuff like that. But in the time that he didn't have the majority, he has 0 recess appointments. All right, and look, when the party of the majority, like John Thune right now, his own party is keeping this session, this pro forma session going, so Trump can't do that. Even Mike Lee is calling this out.
Yeah, well, I don't think people are surprised. Anybody who's been paying attention to politics, at least, in the Trump era, the Republican Party is not the Trump Party. They're not the same. And the people who were excited about Donald Trump and liked what he was doing, liked what he stood for, who maybe never voted Republican before but wanted to vote for Trump, they're not the same and they're not compatible. And so you have a Republican Party that for over a decade now has just been trying to endure Trump. Mm-hmm. Let's just get through Trump, because there's no Trump coming after him. So as long as we can withstand Trump, then we can keep our party going. When the American public, at least on the conservative side, are trying to reform the Republican side.
I would argue you've got Don Jr., then you've got Eric, then you've got Barron. I mean, we got a whole line of Trumps. We can just keep bringing it on. If it drives the rhinos nuts, I'm here for it.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.